Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today on today's webinar on Wednesday. We're going to cover a lot of stuff today, a lot of material about kind of self-care and one of the modules from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. So this is kind of 1 week of education. Again, there's going to be some tips on some self-care and some other suggestions on just some basic education, lifestyle practices. And again, there's going to be a lot to digest here, so just kind of look for those gold nuggets that kind of resonate with you, mean something to you, and try to implement one or two things again into your life that would be beneficial. There's going to be a lot of things covered. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll just kind of go through the presentations and talk about them a little bit. So self-care tips. Self-care is the foundation of satisfying full life. When you take care of yourself, you have the energy to truly nurture your relationships and your career. Self-care comes in many different forms, from physical to emotional. Some self-care measures may seem like luxuries, but they are actually essential for your health and well-being. When you become familiar with your needs and honor them, your energy is boundless and your potential is limitless. The following slides list our top 10 self-care tips. Follow these basic guidelines and learn how to treat yourself well. Then ask yourself, what does self-care mean to me, and what do I need to feel healthy and balanced? Step 1, take one step at a time. Again, just moving in the right direction, right? Schedule primary food activities. Again, primary foods, for those may need a refresher on that, again, are spirituality, physical activity, relationships, and career. Those are the 4 primary foods. So again, spirituality, relationships, work, and physical activity. So again, what are those activities in your life that are, again, feeding you beyond nutrition? So eating a proper diet's important, but what are those other foods that you might be lacking, right? That also nourish your soul, your spirit, those kind of things. So eat healthy foods. Again, stick to the protocol. For those of you who are already through the protocol, make sure and continue to eat healthy, right? Nourish your body. Your body's kind of your vehicle for your experience in this life, and it's important that we're, again, giving it proper nutrition. Use a coach for support. So again, reach out to me if you got questions. If there's other coaches in your life that you need, spiritual coaches, job coaches, coaches are great. I think coaches help get you to the next level. Obviously I'm pro coach, so just look for mentors, people who have been there, done that. There's always that saying, success leaves clues. So if there's someone that you would like to emulate, someone you would like to be like, surround yourself with those people and get a coach. It's great for nutrition. It's great for, again, success, money, job coach, spiritual coach, physical coach. There's great support in having a coach. Take breaks. Again, can't stress this enough, how important it is to take some time out, recharge your own battery, and always remember that self-care sometimes can seem like a luxury, like I was saying before, but if you're not taking good care of yourself, it's hard to give to others. And so it's kind of like that story of when the airplane masks come down, if you don't put your mask on first and take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to help anybody else, right? So a lot of times in life, especially, busy moms and that tend to want to give all their energy to helping other people and then never take time for themselves. My mom was a lot like that. She was always worried about everybody else but didn't take time to take care of herself. And, you know, her health span was certainly shortened because of that. And, you know, she's succumbed to some chronic illnesses that probably could have been mitigated or relieved by taking some time to just take care of herself. So again, my encouragement to you is, you know, take some time to recharge your own batteries, so that you can help other people and do those things that are meaningful to you. Move your body, physical activity, get out, enjoy. You know, there's so much benefit that comes from moving your physical body. Again, your physical body helps you to experience everything around you, and getting light and movement and sunlight and fresh air, clean water. There's so much benefit with being physically active. And again, not just from a physical body standpoint, but mental health, spiritual health, those kind of things. So breathe frequently. Again, find some time to breathe, be mindful about your breath. There's so much information on how breathing affects your nervous system, how breathing affects your physical body, your oxygen, your mind. Again, there's some really good resources there. Don't compare yourself. You know, it's part of the problem we have in today's society is that constant comparison. Like, we're always comparing ourselves against everyone else. Most of the time, we're comparing our worst against everyone else's best. You know, people don't post their worst or their unhappy moments or their struggles on social media. They're always posting, you know, the cool things they go out and do or the fun things. And we're constantly comparing ourselves at our worst to people's best. And, you know, we shouldn't do that. Just be you, get out, enjoy life, and be yourself. Spend time with people who support you, who love you. Again, you tend to be the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And if you're wanting to level up or improve your circumstances, you know, get around people who love you, support you, who are going the same direction you want to go, who are like-minded people. So again, take some time to surround yourself with people who support you, bring out the best in you, that aren't putting you down, that don't need to be negative or demeaning towards you in order to build themselves up. So make yourself a priority. Again, that's kind of what we've been talking about, is just taking some time for you to, again, bring out the best in you and to really focus on being the best version of yourself. But that takes kind of it takes you focusing on making that happen, right? So that's just not going to happen by itself. So take some time to think about, you know, who you would like to become, and start to experience those things. There's a really good author, and he's got a book that I'm reading right now on becoming supernatural. His name's Joe Dispenza. He's coming up to Sun Valley for the wellness festival this summer, and he's got some tremendous things on, you know, mindset and on visualization, and again, kind of visualizing your future, how you want to become. And he's got some great stuff on YouTube. I would suggest, you know, taking some time to, again, learn from someone who's got a lot of skills and talent in that area. But again, work on becoming the best version of yourself and becoming who you want to be. But you got to make that a priority. You got to make yourself a priority in your life. So, okay, hot towel scrub. What's a hot towel scrub? Again, this is kind of this self-care that we've been talking about, like how to benefit from that. So, let me get my video back up here. Okay. So hot towel scrub. Body scrubbing can be done before or after you bathe or shower anytime during the day. All you need is a sink with hot water and a medium-sized cotton washcloth. For the maximum effect, scrub your body twice a day, once in the morning and again in the evening. Scrub for 2 minutes to 20 minutes, depending on the amount of time you have. The process of the hot towel scrub has a deeper physical, mental, and emotional effect when done at the sink as opposed to the shower. Directions. Turn the hot water on and fill the sink. Hold the towel at both ends and place in the hot water. Wring out the towel. While the towel is still hot and steamy, begin to scrub the skin gently. Scrub one section of the body at a time. For example, begin with the hands and fingers and work your way up the arms to your shoulders, neck, and face, then down to your chest, back, abdomen, lower back, buttocks, legs, feet, and toes. Scrub until the skin becomes slightly pink or until part becomes warm. Reheat the towel often by dipping in the sink of hot water and after scrubbing each section or as soon as the towel starts to cool. The benefits of a hot towel scrub: it reduces muscle tension, re-energizes the morning and deeply relaxing at night, opens the pores to release stored toxins, softens deposits of hard fat below the skin and prepares them for discharge, allows excess fat, mucus, cellulite, and toxins to actively discharge to the surface rather than to accumulate around deeper vital organs, relieves stress through meditative action of rubbing the skin, calms the mind, promotes circulation, activates the lymphatic system, especially when scrubbing underarms and groin. Easy massage and deep self-care can be a sacred moment in your day, especially if done with candlelight or a drop or two of essential oil such as lavender. Creates a profound and loving relationship with the body, especially parts not often shown care, and particularly for a person with body image problems. Spreads throughout through the chakras. So again, there's a ton of benefits that come from just a hot towel scrub. It's kind of an Ayurvedic practice, and again is very rewarding, beneficial to take that time out to again give yourself some self-love and some self-care. So great small thing that has a pretty big impact if you will do that on a regular basis. So again, the next self-care method is oil pulling. Okay, the art of pulling oil or oil pulling. Benefits of oil pulling: how does swishing oil around in your mouth for 20 minutes every morning sound? Cool or gross? What if you heard that doing so might clear up your skin, improve your oral hygiene, and whiten your teeth, among a slew of other health benefits? Oil pulling is an ancient Ayurvedic technique that has resurfaced in the modern healthscape. When swishing around in the mouth, the antibacterial properties of oil pull out bacteria and fungus, alleviating inflammation, congestion, and even allergies. It squelches bad breath, bleeding gums, cavities, gingivitis, plaque, and sensitive teeth, and moistens the mouth, lips, and throat. Oil pulling is even said to relieve stomach issues such as ulcers, improve kidney function, and kill strep throat bacteria. So how do you do it? Although it sounds a bit intimidating and complex, it's actually one of the simplest self-care measures you can take for yourself. It can also be very inexpensive depending on what type of oil you use. Step 1, measure out 1 to 2 teaspoons of oil and put it in your mouth. Coconut, sesame, or sunflower oil is recommended for best results. Use the highest quality oil possible. Swish and pull the oil around your mouth and between your teeth. Start with 5 minutes and build your way up to 20 minutes or more. Be careful not to swallow the oil since it contains toxins and bacteria from your mouth. When you're ready to spit out the liquid, make sure you do so in the garbage. The contaminants of the oil can clog your pipes since it becomes very vicious. Step 4, rinse your mouth out with salt water or a mixture with a little apple cider vinegar to ensure that all the tainted oil is out of your mouth. After you thoroughly rinse your mouth, brush your teeth meticulously. Do you kill any bacteria remnants? And step 6, smile in the mirror. Thank yourself for taking time to take care of yourself. Your self-care should be an extremely high priority. When you care for yourself deeply, you're able to show up in the world in a big way. It's best to practice oil pulling in the morning, but you will benefit from doing it any time of the day and for any amount of time. Start small and work your way up. It will quickly become as natural as brushing your teeth. Again, that's oil pulling. So a couple really good, again, self-care tips and practices is, again, the hot towel scrub, and then number 2, oil pulling. They're pretty simple, but can have some pretty good benefits. So again, start with trying to implement one or both of these into your daily routines. And again, just taking some time out each day to care for yourself. So fitting out. Fitting in versus fitting out. Many people feel they are living on the periphery of society and try to fit in because that's what they learn to do. So this is about, instead of trying to fit in with everything, kind of fitting out and going the opposite direction, right? So why not fit out instead? Many people have never eaten organic food or experienced a massage. Why would you want to fit in with that? When you're fitting out, you're being your authentic self. You're putting in more effort than necessary when trying to fit in. Fitting out promotes personal growth. What risk can you take to live the life you've always dreamed? The one who follows the crowd will usually get no further than the crowd. The one who walks alone is likely to find himself in places no one has ever been. Albert Einstein. So again, instead of trying to fit in all the time, focus on what makes you unique as an individual, what makes you unique as a person, and do your own thing, be your own person, and follow your heart, follow your dreams, and do what makes you happy. And look for ways in which, you can travel the road less traveled, right? Again, as long as it aligns with who you are as a person and an individual, like there's a lot of benefit with not following the crowd and getting out and getting beyond, those things. Okay, some nutrition theories from the Integrative Nutrition School. We are the only school in the world integrating all of the dietary theories. So over 100 dietary theories in our health coaching training program that we have the chance to explore. So that was something that was unique about the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, was we didn't just study one basic modality or one dietary theory. We studied everything from macrobiotics, Ayurveda, keto, primal, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, blood typing, a lot of different dietary theories. And the idea with this is that not everybody's the same, right? Some things work well for one person and not for the next. So again, you got to work on what works well for you. And that's my job as, your health coach, is to help you find what works well for you. And that's what I'm encouraging, as we go through this program. There's some basic laws that attribute to weight loss, right, and weight gain. And again, that's why we focus so much on hormone balance, ketosis, intermittent fasting, calories in, calories out, and the type of foods that we're eating. There is a universal theme to weight loss, right? There's certain principles and guidelines that you have to follow in order to lose weight. But with that said, everybody's different and everybody responds differently. As we go through this protocol, everybody kind of, even though we're heading in the right direction with the weight loss, we need to recognize everyone's unique characteristics that they bring to the table. And again, we've talked a little bit about this bio-individuality, that everybody's different. And so as we transition into a more healthy lifestyle through the diet and the process of, again, shedding the weight, but now we need to like optimize our health. It's important that we look towards things that are unique about each one of us. And the way that I eat is going to be different than the way that somebody else eats. And it should be, right? We are our own best physicians. We should take an active role in our health. We should take an active role in being in charge of our of the outcome, right? So you got to look for things that you do well with, right? Things that improve your. I always like the rule of how do I look, how do I feel, and how do I perform. Those are kind of what I would consider markers of health, right? So if I'm eating something that doesn't make me feel good, it's probably not good food for me, right? If I'm eating something that makes me look bad, or eating quantities that make me gain weight or not feel comfortable in my clothes or those kind of things, it's probably not good food for me. If I'm not able to perform at my best, I'm probably not following the right protocol for my body. And again, there's all of these theories out there. There's, and even some of the things we focus on, again, they're great for weight loss, but for some of you to try to continue to sustain some of these practices for the remainder of your life might not be the best practices for you. So it's important to kind of keep your mind open and focus on those things that move the needle for you. Again, some people are going to do really well with dairy. Some people, dairy is going to be a nightmare. Some people are going to do really well being a vegetarian, and other people are going to really struggle. And some people do well being carnivores or on a ketogenic diet. And for other people, that's going to be a recipe for disaster. So again, it's just finding what works well for you. Again, at our house, we continue to stay low carbohydrate, higher fat, higher protein. We're not what anyone would consider strict keto. We supplement with ketones and we eat a low carbohydrate diet, but we eat way more protein than most ketogenic experts would have you eat. We don't eat near as much fat as most ketogenic, again, experts would recommend. And so we're kind of on a modified ketogenic diet where we're not really full-blown keto, but it's what works for us, right? We find if we keep the fat down a little bit, the protein up a little bit, our energy's better, our body composition tends to stay better. When we go to the full fat, I tend to blow up and tend to put on weight because of the high calorie content in those fats. So, and again, we try to keep out some of those, the starches, but we eat a lot of vegetables. We eat a lot more probably vegetables and even carbohydrates than most, again, keto people would be. But again, that's what works for us, right? We're somewhere on that spectrum, but we're in here. We're not all the way one way or all the way another way. And most of you are going to find yourself somewhere on that spectrum, right? And your job as an individual is to find out, well, where do I feel my best? Where do I perform my best? Where do I look my best? And that's where you need to be. That's where you need to go. That's what you need to focus on, right? Because that's what works well for you. My sister, she's plant-based, and she does really well when she goes strict plant-based. Her body composition's better. She feels better. She looks better. She performs better when she's kind of all committed into that more plant-based, and so that works well for her. Me, it doesn't work well for me. I don't do really well with that. And so again, it's just finding what works well for you. So that was one of the great things about the school, was just the basic principle that everybody's different and everyone should listen to the doctor within, right? You're your own best physician. So primary foods override secondary foods. Again, stress the importance of focusing on relationships, spirituality, career, physical activity. They are solid building blocks to achieve superior health. So again, beyond the foods, there are primary foods, right? Relationships, spirituality, career, and physical activity. And how are we feeding ourselves there? Diet should be based on the individual, not the theory. So again, just kind of what we talked about, bioindividuality. The theory that one person's food is another person's poison is based on age, gender, race, blood type, level of activity. Respect the individual before you respect the theory. So again, you as an individual need to find out what works well for you, right? Don't just go with a theory. And you might be some version of different theories blended together, right? You're your own unique snowflake. So, find out what works well for your snowflake. So, crowding out foods by adding foods into the diet instead of taking foods away. So instead of being always focused on what I need to eliminate from my diet or what I need to eliminate from my plate, it's like bring good foods in, try more vegetables, try more, try grass-fed protein, try some healthy fats, temptation to be a food celibate often fails and then creates different groups of problems within the individual. So again, instead of focusing on so much on what to take out, focus on bringing some good stuff in and see how you look, perform, and feel. Those are those markers you want to look for. Given half the chance, the human body will heal itself by itself. Right? The body is programmed to be healthy when provided with the right building blocks, such as organic whole foods. And again, those primary foods of feeding your body and your spirit, right? Just like when you get a cut on your arm, your body heals. Our bodies are meant to heal themselves. They're meant to be in a good state of health and nutrition, good state of vitality. And if we'll just provide it with the right things, your body will want to heal itself. It'll want to get better. So deconstruct cravings by listening to your body's messages. The body is more complex than we may think. The heart never misses a beat. The lungs always breathe. When the body is craving sweets, chocolate, or alcohol, it's probably not making a mistake. It's trying to create a balance for something that's out of sync in the system. So again, becoming in tune with your body is part of the process. That's what's so great about, I really love the fact that when we go on the protocol, that we do an amazing elimination diet, right? We're going to take 90% of the problematic foods, alcohol, sweets, all that stuff. We're going to eliminate all of that. And we're going to live clean for, 6 to 9 weeks. And then as you add those things back in, your body's so much more in tune with what's good and what's bad for you, right? So once we get off this elimination diet and you add something back in like dairy, you're going to notice pretty quickly whether or not you do well with dairy or whether you don't, because your body's going to send you messages like, oh, if your weight goes up on the scale and you feel bloated, gassy, nasty, it's probably dairy's not good for you. If you do dairy after coming off the diet and you feel great, your weight's good, you're not bloated, you're not intolerant of anything there, then it's probably a good indicator that you do well with dairy. And so now I'm not saying go out and eat cupcakes, but again, if your body's telling you you need something, you need to listen, but you need to become in tune with hearing the signals that are coming and knowing a good course of action to take to help balance those things out. So de-evolution is natural. What goes up must come down. It is inevitable that the quality of your life will soar above those of the people around you because you understand how to live life, has a deeper foundation and education to navigate through the challenges that will inevitably occur. The same diet and lifestyle changes will help almost everyone recover from almost anything. The world is a melting pot of different people, cultures, and practices. We're all hungry to understand the best ways to eat, but sometimes the mixed confusion from thousands of diet books and products can steer us away from the concept that basic diet and lifestyle changes can help people recover from almost anything. So again, there's just some basic fundamental principles that you need to understand, right? Physical activity, spirituality, job that you love, your relationships have a huge impact on your life. Organic, fresh food, not eating processed garbage, those kind of things really move the needle and really help you improve your health. So I think we've covered probably enough today. We've got a few more slides for another week. So we'll go ahead and in there. Again, just want you to focus on self-care, taking care of yourself, taking care of, again, your primary foods, which again are your spirituality, your career, physical activity, your relationships, noticing where you're at with those things. And you may have to diet from some of the things in your life that are causing you grief there, And again, to find out what works well for you as an individual, this concept of bio-individuality, of that we're all unique and that we need to work on finding out what works well for you as an individual. So again, I would just encourage you to be in tune with your body, make yourself a priority. Your health, your happiness should be a priority that allows you to give more to others, and would just encourage you to, again, do those things that make you happy and do those things that make you a priority in your life. If you have any comments or questions, reach out to me. Love to chat with you about that. Love to talk to you about those things. Again, hope you had a great week. Look forward to meeting with you guys on the phone over the next week to see how your progress is coming along. And if you need something, let me know. I'd love to talk to you. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks.